Yeah, we're gonna be talking about a little bit back onto like our topics for this week. We're talking about Phase 3 again. So the next three movies, which would be Spider-Man: Homecoming, Black Panther, and Thor: Ragnarok, which I think are all solid picks. So
yeah, those are three top-notch films.
yeah, so we'll dive into that later. But pretty much before we dive into like any of our topics today, we have like a little bit of some news because I was excited because I was not expecting this, but we did get our first drop for the Resident Evil movie trailer, and it looks good. I just had my like skepticism about it because the director kind of made it seem like it was like it's not going to connect back to Resident Evil, but it like it's like some random guy that you follow that takes place in the universe. So I'm like, I don't mind that it being its own story because like we've gotten a bunch of other movies, of course, in the past where they were their own thing, but then they kind of started trying to make it connect back to Resident Evil with all the like character drops and all the different things that they added later on in the movie. So I don't mind it being its own side thing, but I really hope there's at least something small that connects it back to Resident Evil because the trailer looks great, but at the same time it kind of looked like from what I saw in the trailer, kind of felt like it was just a Zach Kreger movie. Mm-hmm. Like it felt like pretty much gave me the vibe of the trailer from like Weapons, which was like the trailer. That's what the vibe it gave me.
Great movie, by the way.
So. Yeah, I saw Barbarian. You've seen the Weapons one, so
I haven't seen Barbarian yet.
Yeah.
So,
but both movies are great. So I definitely trust him that he's gonna do a good job with this movie. He definitely seems like he knows his stuff. Like he's been following Resident Evil for a while. But yeah, what are your feels with the trailer and what you expect?
I mean, obviously, the trailer didn't really seem like a Resident Evil trailer. I mean, I know they're putting the name in front of it, so I assume they're gonna drop some little like. In the movie, they'll probably drop some relations to it. Like maybe they'll talk about the T-virus. For sure, they're going to talk about Umbrella Corporation. Like that's a must.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that it's like separate from like the Resident Evil universe. Because I have my complaints about the movies. Like yes, they're very action-packed. They're fun. They haven't really done justice to any one character from the franchise yet, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
We've only gotten tidbits of like we've seen the characters, but they've really underperformed compared to how they perform in the video games. So. I'm excited to see where he goes with this movie. I mean, if you didn't know it was a Resident Evil flick and you saw it, you would think like it's another good horror flick on his end. So
my hope is that they do mention something and it's not like, and if they don't, it feels kind of weird because then it gives me the feel that it's a horror movie and then he took inspiration from it, but then decided to just slap the name Resident Evil on it because he was like, oh yeah, it's a Resident Evil movie, but then there's no mention of anything of Resident Evil in that movie. And I'm like, you could have just made a horror movie and called it something else and I would have been cool with that because again, the movie looks great, but I really hope since it's connected to Resident Evil, it has the name, that it does connect somehow back in the like smallest way. I don't think has to be something crazy, like you have to have like a Leon or a Chris cameo, but you have to mention at least something. I feel like towards the end, maybe even something as small as he comes across he gets out of his like area where he's at, and then he comes across the BSAA agents.
Or maybe
that would be cool.
Or maybe he used to work for Umbrella Corporation. I don't know, something.
Yeah, something like that. Or like you see at the end, you get to see like the big reveal, like he's heading to like the Umbrella facility, like something like that. Like I don't need to see a cameo of a character. I just need it to connect back to the Resident Evil so I know it's a Resident Evil movie instead of it just not getting connected back and then it's just like, oh, this could have just been a cool horror movie. Yeah. It didn't have to have the Resident Evil name tied to it.
Yeah, I'm excited to not see it in like a Raccoon City setting. Like it's cool to see it in like a town setting is what it looks like.
I think the only thing that throws me off because he said that it takes place in Resident Evil 2 from what he said, but then from what during like the outbreak or something like that, but it's like snowing. So if it does take place in Raccoon City and it's taking around the same time as Resident Evil 2, it's like, where the hell did this snow come from?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's part of Raccoon City. I think it's like somewhere else in the U.S. somewhere, which I'm kind of glad we're not going because we've seen and heard the Raccoon City over and over again. So it'll be kind of cool to see it in a different place.
In a way, you kind of have to mention it because it's like that's where it like kind of all started type of thing. So
true.
It's kind of something you have to expect that it's going to get mentioned. But
I'm sure it'll be mentioned. I just don't. I think we can get past the point where we need to be there.
Yeah.
Because we know it's the epicenter. I kind of want to see where else it hits. Like obviously we know like the entire like world gets infected by it, so it'll be cool to see it in a different setting or place.
Yeah. So
and I mean, so far you only see him in the trailer. Like,
and then
I don't see anybody else.
I think the only thing that was like, I guess, bothering me a little bit about when he was talking about it, because I watched like a little bit of his director commentary that I think IGN dropped or whatever, and he was saying that there's only like maybe 2-3 scenes that have zombies in it, and I was like, it's during the outbreak. In Resident Evil 2, you kind of have to have like a lot of zombies. You can't, and it's like, I know there's like special monsters and stuff, so he says that he's leaning more to like those, but I'm like, you really can't just have zombies be like the side character. I feel like they still have to be like the front of everything.
Well, it depends what kind of virus is dropped, just besides the T virus. I'm sure there's.
I think at that point during Resident Evil, that's the only virus that I think exists. I'm not huge on the Resident Evil lore, but I think that's the only one that might exist during that time. I could be wrong. Feel free to let us know in the comments if I got that little fact wrong.
I know for sure there's other viruses that create different, obviously like more strong.
Well, as soon as you get into like the later like iterations of Resident Evil, you definitely get introduced to a lot of different versions or different versions or different iterations of the same T virus. But from the two special monsters that they showed off look pretty creepy though. Like I think he's in the sewer. You have like that big like chunky one. I was like, oh, that looks kind of sick. But I'm like,
what is it?
I know, what is it?
It's a boomer. It's a
But that was definitely a cool design, and then also too that creepy monster that he sees. I think he's running, and the door, and then it's like it's just you see the I think a bunch of arms, legs, and everything. Apparently, it's like an amalgamation of like multiple zombies in one. So
which is cool.
From those two zombie designs, I feel like I have trust that he's gonna make it cool. But like I hope there's not too little of scenes of zombies, because I feel like zombies still should be the one of the focus points. In Resident Evil.
I feel like because of the town he's in, maybe it's a small town, so maybe maybe the population is very small, so we won't see a whole lot. So it's probably gonna feel a little bit more personal. I think if he comes across any zombies, it's gonna be people he used to know, and then it's gonna be like, oh. And
I think my favorite thing about it when he was talking about it, also too, is that he's saying that during the course of the movie, because like in the game. Which I feel like it's gonna be pretty fun, but like in the game, you're always like upgrading to newer weapons. Like, you start with a pistol, and then you move your way up to a shotgun or an assault rifle. And apparently, in the movie, he actually is trying to do that. So as the course of the movie goes through, he's upgrading his arsenal. So like cool. I think he even pointed out like there's one scene, one of the very first scenes that he just has a pistol. And then he ends up coming across a shotgun later on. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, because you're kind of adding like that game feel to that. He's upgrading his arsenal, and then he's also searching through all the different different drawers and stuff, which is very Resident Evil. You're looting 100%. Everything for stuff. So definitely, I feel like he does have a grasp of what he wants it to be, and I feel like he definitely enjoys the Resident Evil property as a whole. Because like most people, I feel like that make adaptations for any game, they're like they don't fall. It doesn't necessarily feel like they care about the original product. They were just like, we need to capitalize on this because we know it's popular. Right. So it's definitely cool to see him that he's he actually cares, and he's actually gonna. He definitely seems like
somebody who's played their games before. Yeah. Which I think is very important for anybody who's making a movie about a video game. You should play the original context for what you're gonna make a movie about. I think the concept of like the grasping of the gradual, like, hey, like I'm starting with this and I'm building my way up to this. That's any game you play. You obviously start off with base weapons, and then you accumulate and build up as we go. And I think what makes this movie is gonna make this movie stand out a lot more from all the other ones is it's the first Resident Evil with an R rating.
Oh yeah, is it?
Yeah.
I think all the other ones were. I think all the original ones, like I think they're all rated R.
I'm gonna check. I think it's PG.
All right, feel free to let us know.
We're gonna fact check that because I'm curious.
Fact check.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure they were all rated R.
We'll find out right now.
Even the newest one, the newer one, which is Welcome to Raccoon City, was also rated R as well. Which I kind of enjoyed, but I feel like they tried to do too much of the game. So definitely, Welcome to Raccoon City was definitely an interesting one, but I feel like they tried doing too much.
Okay, there was a couple that were rated R. Okay.
What were the ones that were PG-13?
Maybe I was wrong on that one. Let me see.
That's crazy.
It says the first movie is rated R.
Okay. Because even like 2 and 3 are pretty like gruesome and stuff. Because I remember those ones. Those are like my favorite ones. The first 3, which was Resident Evil. What was it called? What was the movie called? Resident Evil. I don't even remember. Apocalypse? I think it was called Resident Evil Apocalypse.
Yeah.
And then the third one was called Resident Evil Extinction. And I enjoyed those three. I didn't watch too much. I don't remember too much of the ones after that.
Yeah, so it's Resident Evil, Apocalypse, Extinction, Afterlife, Retribution, the final chapter, and then Welcome to Raccoon City, which is the more recent one.
Yeah. And then they all have rated R ratings?
I'm trying to look at that right now.
Which they just, like, as they give you the film of each film, it actually has the rating right there at the bottom.
Oh.
Kind of cool.
Okay, maybe I was wrong on that one. All are rated R.
Woo! Point Izzy!
But, like, even though they are, like, to me, they don't feel like... I know there's some bloody gruesomeness to it.
You could say that about, like, even, like, old movies in general, like Halloween and all that stuff. Those movies are rated R, but, like, they don't feel rated R.
Yeah. I think because for me, it's missing, like, the gore factor.
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, a zombie movie, you have to, like... I feel like you should incorporate somebody being torn apart. Like, you know, that's just me. So I know it's got an R rating because they are killing people and there is blood.
Oh, yeah, that's great that we're getting that rated R, and it's like, it definitely gives me that vibe, and I think... what else was cool? Oh yeah, for the movie, he's trying to switch between, because he's taking inspiration from like the 7 and 8 as well, and he says that I think at some parts of the movie that it's gonna be switching from third person to first person, which I think is kind of cool. Because you don't get too many movies in first person, so it's kind of cool.
I hope they do right by it and make it kind of like how Doom movie was. Like that little end snippet, the last 15 minutes was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like the movie was a little corny. Not very Doom-esque, but the last 15 minutes, you really feel like you are the Doom guy.
Yeah, so definitely interested to see where he's going to go with this, and I feel like it's not going to just be a one-off. I feel like he's in it for the long run.
I feel like if this movie does great, he's probably going to get his own set of movies.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And it would be cool to see him tie in the main characters from the game, like, and really do a good service by them, like, because, I mean, like, most of the characters, like, Leon Kennedy, Chris Redfield, like, those guys are badasses.
Yeah.
And then, like, the female characters, like, there's Jill.
Oh, yeah, they're all badasses.
There's Jill
My favorite one's Jill.
Yeah, she's the best.
Jill's a fucking badass.
And I wish they would do a good Ada Wong.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they haven't really done that. Right?
No. I think she was in, I want to say, one of the later Resident Evil movies. I forget which one it is. She definitely wasn't in the first 3. No. I think it might have been... It's 6 or 7.
It's the one where the city's underground in Antarctica or something like that. I think I could be wrong.
I think that might be 5. I don't know. I don't remember much of them because I think I only watched 4, and I think that was it. I didn't watch any of the movies after that. So definitely excited to see, and then we're getting it this year, so that's definitely going to be great, and we're definitely going to watch it and then have our thoughts about it,
dissect it.
And he even said in his director thing too is that this is like his most like visually stunning looking like type of movie, because even like the scene where the guy's running around the street and then you just see all this stuff like blood coming out of the cars or falling on top of the cars or whatever.
Jumping off the buildings,
I was like, oh, that whole scene looks so cool. Yeah. So it definitely looks good visually. So again, I'm super excited to see where it goes, and I really hope it does connect back to Resident Evil and not just end up being like, oh no, it's just gonna be a thing, but we're not gonna connect it to the canon anymore thing. So
I think he'll do justice.
But I feel like he's gonna do a good job, and I also excited because but like Alex Garland, which is like A24, he did like the Civil War movie and all stuff. He's doing the Elden Ring movie, and they've done some like set pieces. They showed leaked some set pieces. Definitely looks good as well. And I think he said that he's played that game like a lot of Elden Ring. So it's just like when you're making an adaptation, I feel like you need to like just play the crap out of that that game. Don't say, oh, I just heard about it and I played a little bit of it. And then I decided, I'm gonna make a movie out of it. It's like, no, I like the ones that the directors, like just from these two examples, that they've played the games, they know what to expect, and they know how to go about these like movies. So I definitely have respect for both of them. Yeah, that they've actually,
I think as a player,
put hours into the game.
Yeah, I mean, as a player, you have to understand the frustrations and the problems that you deal with when you play games, and to make a movie based off of that, like, I think it's important for you to play the source material. Yeah. There's a lot of things in games that people miss when they make movies about them. Yeah. Definitely. And it kind of, to us as the players, it's like, oh, okay, well, you're Halo. That's a big
Halo
one.
series.
That's a big one.
We always shout out to that Halo series. That was so disappointing.
Garbage.
I was so excited because we were talking about that movie like for even before there was even a show where like, oh, they should do a movie or show and all that stuff. Remember, like I think for the time that they were saying rumors that Tom Cruise was gonna be, I think, the Master Chief or something like that.
That's right, I remember that.
And I was like, oh, we're so excited. And then we finally get a series, like, oh yeah, series finally. And then I watch it and I'm like, this is trash.
I watched the first episode and I didn't watch any other episode after that. I was like, are we?
That's how you know the show isn't bad, when it's just like the first episode, you're just like, I'm done. I'm out.
It started off so solid. It did. Everything about the opening of that episode and then like just carrying it on through the end and then boom, takes helmet off. I was like, really? We've just ruined what Master Chief is all about.
And then also too, it's like it became very much a story of like, it feels like I've seen this story before, and you want to know why? Because it gave me the Mandalorian vibes. Yeah. He takes this kid in, and it pretty much becomes like the dad and all that stuff, and then she's trying to escape the US, I think
UNSC.
Yeah, the UNSC as well already. And I was like, that's not till like way later in this like movie, like the game. So the fact that we're already doing this, where he's already leaving the organization, and then he's becoming Mandalorian pretty much, and he's gonna go on adventures with this kid that he just met, and then he takes off his helmet. I was like,
and Master Chief doesn't have feelings. Like, we need to understand that one too.
Yeah. So whatever, we'll go on that forever. So, but yeah. I'm definitely excited to see what we get out of these two movies, Elden Ring and the Resident Evil movie. So definitely excited. I think the Elden Ring one might be coming out this year too. So I don't think they released it. Actually, maybe it might be coming out this year, but I don't think they have a release date for that one. But I'm excited. They take their time with it, especially if they're trying to get all the set pieces. I'm cool with it. So I think they released like the cast for the Elden Ring one too. So, but that's enough talk for like our Resident Evil. I think we have a couple of other news things. We had like a couple games that came out this week that I'm excited for, which is like Sorrows, which looks great. If you played like Returnal, which I didn't play either, but like I definitely wanted to play. That was like one of the day one games that came out for PS5, and I hear great things about it. So Sorrows is just pretty much an upgrade because it's the same company. So I'm definitely excited to maybe dive into that one. And I think, what else do we have that came out this week? Oh yeah, the Diablo expansion came out this week, which apparently is getting a bunch of buzz. A lot of people are hopping back into this into the series, so I might maybe pick up the expansion because I haven't played that game since it originally came out. And it got introduced a new warlock, so a new class that's a warlock. I kind of like, ooh, I would love to play that.
Those are the Diablo franchise. That's one franchise I've never touched.
It's cool. I never got really into it. I didn't get into it until 4 because I think Devo ended up being the one that was like, oh, I'm gonna get it too. I forget what I think it was either because we're both getting it or something. I forget what convinced me to get like 4, and then I ended up getting it. It was pretty cool, but I never played any ones before that. I didn't play like 1 or 2. I think I played 3 briefly just because it was on sale, and I played it for maybe like a couple hours, and I was like, all right, I'm good. I only paid like $10 for it, so I was like, I didn't really lose anything out of it, but I did play heavily the 4, so definitely excited to see if I want to dive back into it with the new class and the new expansion. And then Korn, the band, also did the song for the new expansion as well.
Oh, that's sick.
So that's definitely cool. I haven't heard it yet, but I did see that. I was like, ooh, Korn, they're getting our boys in Korn to do a song for Diablo? Sign me up.
That's a great band.
Yeah.
That's a great band.
And I think that was pretty much like it for like newer games. And then I guess also too there was a new update that I guess got a lot of buzz too, was like the new PlayStation stuff that might be coming across.
A lot of unhappy people.
Yeah, a lot of unhappy people, but I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I kind of feel like it's 50-50 for me. Like, I play online all the time, so to me it's not an issue. But I mean, hey, there are those people out there that don't play online, and if you do if you're buying a game digitally, that means you're online. So at some point, you're gonna have to be online to do it. So I could see the up and downs of that. If I purchased the game, I think I should outright fucking own it.
Yeah,
in my honest opinion.
But they're trying. I feel like everywhere nowadays it's just trying to make it so you don't own anything anymore. Yeah. So like, whenever you get a digital game, it's like, oh, you just have the license to play in the game,
stupid.
which is crazy. I'm like, what?
And then,
How do you mean? What do you mean I only have the license for it? Like, that's crazy to me.
And this is why I've always pushed and said, like, physical copies are a must.
Yeah, but the only thing that sucks about physicals, what they do now is just like it's the disc only has like maybe 30% of the game, and then the rest of it you have to download on 70%, so they could still get you locked into that. Oh, you only own the license even though you have the disc for it. So it's kind of
But
crazy.
if you're offline and you throw it in, it'll read off the disc.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about the tech.
I've never played offline with the disc game, so I don't know necessarily how that works. So, like for me, I know it wouldn't really bother me too much. It does feel a little weird that I have to like check in every single month to be able to have access to my game.
Yeah, I'm not renting it. I bought the game.
I know exactly. That's what it feels like. It's becoming more of like a rental. It's like you have to renew it, and it's like what? So I don't know. I definitely feels like it's definitely been a weird time for to be on Sony's side right now.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they've just been making tons of different changes.
I feel like they're making more mistakes, and then since Xbox, the CEO left, and they have this new chick that's in charge, and she's made a lot of better changes to Game Pass, just kind of making Microsoft.
But I feel like she's very into it to like trying to push like more AI type of things, which like she came off of like doing stuff for like AI or something like that. I don't really know too much about her.
So far, she's made some really good decisions for Xbox, and I think the next console iteration of it will be
Xbox Helix.
I think
it does sound kind of cool.
Yeah,
I think it's just called Project Helix. Actually, it's not called Xbox Helix. It's called Project Helix. Apparently, it's going to be technically going to be a PC.
Yeah.
But then that goes back into like the conversation because we talked about it last week. Was that like the Game Pass changes? And it's funny because the next console comes out and it's supposed to be a PC or whatever. I wonder how the Xbox Game Pass PC version is going to work because it's already attached. If it's going to be a PC, like I don't know. It's going to be a very interesting how that ends up working. Like, do they just get rid of the PC Game Pass in general and just give you only access to the Ultimate and then the lower tier version of it, and then they get rid of that version, or you get that cheaper version, you maybe be able to pay less, but you might get like less features to it, maybe. Like, I'm definitely interested to see how that's gonna go, especially if the next system's supposed to be just a straight up PC.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I think there's some pros and cons to it. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to separate whether it's like a real PC or just the console itself. I think the console will do a good job of like separating itself. Like it acts like a PC, but it's not a PC.
And supposedly, I think the only good thing I saw that was like kind of cool from Sony is apparently they might want to make their own what do you call it, game client. Because you know, like the Epic Games and store and all that stuff, they have like their own like website where you could buy the games and then you could play the games on there, like kind of like Steam.
Yeah.
So apparently PlayStation wants to do that, from what I heard, like rumors or whatever. And I was like, ooh, that'd be kind of cool. So then instead of me having to have my PlayStation on me and right there next to me on my computer, I can actually just go into the game client, sign into my account, however it's gonna work. And then all my games that I had on my PlayStation are going to be up there. And then I can just download like normally like a Steam or whatever. So then I can just play them on there. So it's kind of cool because then it's just like if I buy a game for PlayStation, I still have access to it on my PC because it's just going to transfer over. So that's definitely going to be kind of cool if that ends up becoming an actual feature later on. I'd be down with a game client because then I could just play all my games off my PC instead of having to play off my PlayStation.
I think both Sony and Microsoft have a big problem on their hands when it comes to like, I think when the Steam machine, is it already out?
No, it's not out. They just released the Steam controller though. It looks pretty cool. I kind of want it.
With the touchpads.
Yeah, the touchpads and everything.
I think when that comes out, they have to be very worried about their products after that because it's just.
I definitely feel like that vibe, but again, who knows? I don't know how it's gonna go when the console when that Steam machine comes out, like how it's gonna work, or like how it's gonna work, or all that stuff.
I think we'll start to see a major shift in consoles to like that, and then it's like, okay, well, if I'm already playing on the Steam machine, like, why not just get a PC or build one?
And then also too, it comes down to price. So if it's gonna be expensive, because like, well, this is a Steam machine, it's PC pretty much.
Yeah.
They might make it more expensive, then people might still just buy the cons like Xbox or PlayStation, even if you don't really want to, because it's still like semi cheaper, especially depending on whatever the price points are going to be for the Steam machine. So, it's definitely going to be an interesting time when that Steam machine comes out.
I'm just curious, like, if you get the Steam machine, is it like upgradable like a PC? Like, hey, like, it's been some time, I need to upgrade certain parts, and they're like, can I just open it up, put the new stuff in, and seal it back up and If it's possible with that machine, I think it's gonna surpass the rest of the consoles. Just purely based on being able to upgrade it, which nobody can leave anything stock.
PlayStation's been making tons of crazy decisions, because even again, I think supposedly I heard a rumor that they might be raising the prices for their consoles again.
Yeah,
even like just did that.
I'm like,
it's just like, what? Like, why are we? Because especially since the new, supposedly the PS6 or whatever is like, we're kind of getting into that cycle where we might get announcements and stuff of when it comes out and stuff, and it's like you're still charging you're still raising the prices for the previous console. Just feels kind of weird. It's like, wouldn't you just want to make it more expensive to get the PS6 and then keep the PS5 at the same price? Like, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird to like, they just updated the price point and then there's rumors that they might do it again. It's just like, at this point, it's just like, at that point, if it does get to like the $1,000 range, everyone's just gonna be like, screw it, I'm just gonna get a PC.
Yeah, or an Xbox.
Yeah,
or an Xbox has gotten a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I don't know. Have they? I think they think they also raised their prices for their console. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they also just recently raised the prices for their consoles. I think it's still, of course, cheaper than the PS5. But
Xbox has always been cheaper than a PlayStation. It's just kind of the way it is. The only thing Xbox doesn't have that PlayStation does is exclusives.
It's gonna be an exciting year, I feel.
Oh,
especially
definitely.
if we get the Steam machine this year. How they do.
Don't be surprised.
Adding competitiveness to the other
Don't be surprised
consoles.
if it drops before the holidays.
Yeah.
Because if that happens, that's what everybody wants.
But yeah, on to like our other thing I think we're talking about, because we talked about it briefly, GTA 6. What are we thinking? Because I feel like it should have already would have came out. Like, what are you expecting for price range? Because it just ends up being a continuous conversation even to this point of like what the price is gonna be.
When did GTA 5 come out?
GTA 5 came out. Ooh.
Was it like
I
2012
want
or
to say
2013?
2012, 2013.
Okay.
Because I was working at GameStop when it came out. So, honestly, when I think about it, I have to give Rockstar some props because they've supported their multiplayer since up to this point already. Because they still have updates, they still have a bunch of stuff that they added. Like, if I was to play it right now, I bet you there'd be tons of features that I didn't have when I originally played the online version. So, honestly, I gotta give it to Rockstar for making it that many years.
For a game that's 13 years old, it still holds up when you play it. Which is insane to think, like, this game is this old and it still plays really well.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if the game was like $100.
Yeah, I think when I think about it too, it's the only. I feel like it might be a little bit more expensive to get a GTA copy because the only company that's gotten away with it, which is crazy when I think about it, is that with the different price point is Switch, the new Switch 2, the games.
Yeah.
Mario Kart was $80. So, and they were able to get away with it, which is crazy, because it's like, am I gonna really pay $80 for a freaking Mario Kart game? Like, I enjoy Mario Kart, but I feel like that type of game doesn't need to be that expensive.
Well, because it's a big name title, and that's enough.
And I heard it wasn't even like that good. Like,
I didn't
people
even
played a little bit and they enjoyed it for a little bit, and then they were just like, okay, cool. I
haven't played it yet, but it still looks cool to play. I just don't like the idea of that little card is just the key to access to it.
Yeah.
I don't like that because it just feels like at any time they could just revoke your which they have done to people that have tried to mod the Switch.
It's just like another company. It's like Sony slowly becoming, or I guess getting to that point that's just like Nintendo, the greed and adding all these different like features and all these different updates and stuff that kind of just ruin the experience for the gamers.
I think every company is trying to privatize everything before it's too late. So it's like this is only us, nobody else can have it. That's why you need to buy this console.
So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's definitely gonna be interesting. I feel like maybe I don't know. Like I wouldn't want to necessarily pay $100 for GTA, but at the same time, because it's GTA and it's Rockstar, people are gonna pay the $100. And the thing is, the only reason why I don't agree with it being $100 because people are gonna buy it regardless. Because if they end up being able to sell excess amount of copies for $100, I feel like every single other game that comes out later on after that is gonna fall suit and be like, oh well, GTA did it for $100. We're gonna charge our next big title, whatever, $100 for the next game because you guys already said okay that Rockstar could do it because you guys ended up selling it out, or it sold out, or they sold excess amount of copies.
In my honest opinion, there's a downside to that though, because it's like if you're a company that makes good games, which Rockstar makes good games, they haven't made a bad one yet.
Except for those remakes, I think I heard the remakes weren't as good.
Which ones?
Like 1 and 2 and 3.
For GTA?
Yeah, they did a remake for 1, 2, 3, and they were really saying, it was like, yeah.
No,
okay.
wasn't it 3 Vice City and San Andreas?
I don't remember. I just remember
because I have those ones, and they actually are pretty. They hold up pretty well.
I actually heard like mixed things about those remakes.
And I'm sure it was just kind of like a cash grab for them. But I mean, it was a game that was successful anyway, so what does it matter if they didn't like the remakes? The original was the better one anyways at the time. I just think if you're a company of that caliber and you charge that much, but you don't make good games, people won't buy it, and you'll have shot yourself in the foot, and then you won't make any money on your games. Because it's really easy for us gamers to boycott games. If all of us are in agreement to be like, hey, screw this company, we're not. I'm sure when the next COD drops, you're not gonna really see it unless they're like the hardcore dedicated COD players.
Call of Duty's probably gonna come out in November. Same time as Grand Theft Auto. No one's buying Call of Duty.
No.
And I hope no one buys Call of Duty. I hope they kind of lose even more money than they did last year, because they've just been doing the same stuff for the
reskinning,
throwing it back in there, not coming up with any creative Call of Duty titles, or it gets too goofy, especially with like Black Ops 7. I like from the tidbits that I saw, I was like, this just looks like they want to. They're trying so hard to be Fortnite. Like it's just like, where's the seriousness anymore? Like you had those like the one, and then also too the stupid feature as like one of the last campaign missions that was in Black Ops 7. You had to have online to be able to do the last mission.
Yeah.
And I was like, that is the stupidest thing ever. It's a single player campaign, and you're telling me because all of a sudden you decided, let's try something new, we're going to make the last part of the story mode multiplayer. So if you don't have internet, or if no one's really playing the story mode, you probably won't be able to play it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's so stupid. I thought that was such a stupid feature that they added. And I was like, why?
I mean, the amount of people that dropped COD this year is pretty high.
Yeah, and which it's still up there, but it definitely
not what they're used to.
Not where it used to be. I feel.
I think that any COD coming out going forward needs to make some serious changes. I just feel like there's too much craziness going on.
The stupid like little, I think it was like a kill streak, but it's like, they lock in a location. It looks very like, and then it's like a big old knife. Like comes down and then kills whoever's in the area or whatever. There's like a big old knife, so it's pretty much like an airstrike, but it's like a knife. And then I was like, that looks so stupid. Like who was like, you know what? Let's make a kill streak look like a knife coming down and killing, like on AOE, doing an AOE. And I was like, what
is this, Gmod?
I know, right? I was like, that's exactly. That's the shit I would see in Gmod.
Oh, speaking of
I remember Gmod.
Speaking of Gmod, they just launched Gmod 2.
Oh, really?
And I only know this because I still follow Vanoss, Dahi the Nogla, and Nogla posted a video of them playing on Gmod 2, and I was like, dude, it looks so good.
I remember we played a crap ton of that when it originally came out.
It was so much fun, too.
It was fun. Prop Hunt. What else did we play?
Prop Hunt was my favorite.
I don't know what, really too many different games that we played on there, but we played a good amount of Gmod. I don't think we played a crap ton of it. I think we played it for a little bit, and then it was kind of like, alright, cool.
I think
that's a nice thing.
I think because there was other good games out at the time when we played it, so...
But that's cool. Gmod 2?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
It actually looks, graphically speaking, looks really good. Okay. And there's a lot more things you could do with the...
There we go. A random news story that I just found out right now, that apparently there's a Gmod 2. Or maybe it's an early access, or maybe it's not fully accessible to everyone right now.
It could be, yeah. But it was just cool to see the whole Vanoss crew back together playing. I was just like, yeah, there's a lot of good
crazy. We're not getting into that, but I know they've had like a history of stuff like crazy. Mm-hmm. I remember hearing about that, and I heard like different like a news story, and someone was covering it, and I was like, Vanoss. I was like, I remember I grew up with those guys. I enjoyed that's what kind of like got us to like wanting to like make, like we didn't make videos, but like kind of wanting to do that, because it's like, oh, it'd be kind of cool to just be like them.
We do the same shit.
That anyways. Like start recording, but of course we never did anything. But that was definitely like one of the inspirations behind maybe doing that in the future. So. But yeah, I know there's been tons of like craziness that's happened with that crew. I don't think like half of them are. Oh, I can't say half of them, but I know some of them are not friends anymore.
Yeah, I think Wildcat's one of those ones they're not. Because of those allegations.
I know Wildcat. I heard those are the biggest one, but yeah, we won't get into that. But it's just kind of cool because hearing Gmod because literally Vanas is the one that like inspired us to wanting to play Gmod.
Yeah.
So.
But as far as pricing goes for like GTA, I won't be surprised if they charge $100.
Yeah.
Will everyone else try to follow suit with charging that much for their games? I think probably not, because I think every company needs to understand that, like, hey, this is their lane and they need to stay in it. And they're not as big as Rockstar. Don't forget, this game has been in development over a decade.
Yeah.
So charging $100 compared to how much time they've put into it is probably not even going to cover what it would cost, like for the amount of time in development. So $100, measly. When the online store kicks off, and then it's like to buy them whatever it is, currency.
The shark cards.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is.
Cards.
You know damn well once that opens up, it's gonna be flooded.
Oh yeah.
With streamers buying all kinds of stuff, and then us wanting to do the same thing to get the leg up on it. It's gonna be.
I don't think the shark cards are. Oh no, because I think the shark cards gave you like in-game currency to like buy like weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know what?
It is a
It
is a pay-to-play game, just like any other game. So I think people who have the money can.
Did you play GTA 5?
Not a whole lot. I played a little bit of it.
Because that was the only game I played. Because I never played GTA 1 through 3, and then I played a good amount of 4, which is when they introduced Nico. Which
Nico Bellic.
Yeah, I really liked his character. So I only played 4 and 5 actually, and I didn't finish the story for 4, but I did finish the story for 5. Oh yeah, I guess quick shout out because we're talking about Grand Theft Auto, but the voice of Franklin passed away recently.
Oh, man.
I was like, oh, rest in peace. I
R.I.P.
really like that guy. I like Franklin's character. He was the main. I would say he was the main character of GTA 5 because he was the one that's like coming from nothing, and then he meets his crew, and then he ends up coming up in the end.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting because I forget, but like GTA 5 was the one that like at the end you make a decision. You have to like either kill Michael or decide not to kill Michael, and I guess if you kill Michael, you get like a crap ton of money. But if you don't, it like adds different things. So I was like, oh, that's very interesting because I don't think GTA's ever had a decision that you had to make that like affects the story. So that was definitely a cool little thing when I was playing the campaign. I was like, oh snap!
I remember when I played that, I saved everybody. I didn't want to kill Michael, and I didn't want to kill what's the other guy?
Oh yeah, you get to choose to kill everyone. It's not just Michael. You get to choose who you save or whatever.
What's the country dude?
Oh, he's the best character
yeah,
too.
I know he is.
Oh, what is his name? Dang, I can't remember his name.
Alright, I gotta look it up.
I know, now I gotta look it up because like,
it's been so long.
He was the best part of that game. I loved it. Wait, I like have it in top of my head, but I can't put it into words. What is it?
It's gonna be. Let me see.
It's gonna be something simple. It's gonna be a basic ass name. And we didn't remember it.
Trevor.
Oh, I love Trevor. Trevor's the best.
Yeah. It's funny, that character actually looks like him too.
Yeah. Definitely, but though from like just the GTA 5 or like 6, like couple like little trailers we got, there's a lot of detail that went into that trailer. But here's the thing: what I like about the trailer is that what you see in the trailer, you're like, oh, I already know that's what it's kind of gonna look like. It feels like, you know, whenever you see a trailer, you're like, they show you something, and you're like, that's not the game doesn't end up looking like that. But like, I have faith in Rockstar that from what they show in the trailer is just in game.
Oh yeah, and the fact that it's gonna be the biggest GTA map ever.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a combination of 4 GTA maps together. Like,
I think it's go back to Vice City, so that's kind of cool.
Gonna be cool to see.
The new characters look kind of interesting. They have like dynamic. They're like the couple or whatever, and they both have like their own stories, and then they're trying to come up. So definitely interesting to see the 2 different characters that we're gonna play and see the chemistry between them.
I'm excited for that for sure.
But yeah, honestly, I feel like we might, or you know what? Maybe they might not go $100, but they might just kind of like one up Nintendo, be like, we'll just charge $80 for GTA for like the basic version. Yeah. And I feel like if you want the more different versions, and then it goes up. So I feel like maybe the 80, or they might be like, you know, let's go a step more and go $90.
I won't be surprised if it's $100, but anything more than that, I probably will wait.
Yeah, oh definitely. But the thing is, that game's never gonna go on sale.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be years before it goes on sale.
Because I think GTA 5 didn't go on sale till like way later, I think. So definitely gonna be interesting, and we're probably gonna end up. That's gonna probably end up being our new Arc Raider segment, because I feel like we're just gonna be able to cause chaos in GTA 6. So every time we load up, I feel like it's just gonna be a different experience. So I really hope we get it this year. I really do. Definitely would be great.
How many times have it been pushed back? 3?
Yeah, I think
Three
3
times?
times.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
But, like I said, I would rather a company be honest with us and push the game back than release us an unfinished game.
The thing is, it's going to be crazy, though, is that if you have all this built-up stuff, and then it finally comes out, let's say it does come out in November, and it's, like, glitchy, broken, different things, that's going to be crazy. Yeah. But I feel like Rockstar knows that they can't have that, especially for a game that's been hyped up for years.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they definitely feel like, you know what, we can't
I feel like
any of those issues.
I feel like ever since what happened to Cyberpunk, no other game company is going to
that game's great now, though. After all the updates.
Now
when
it's great.
But again, I talked about it before. I feel like I never really had many issues when I was playing Cyberpunk when it originally came out, because I got it day one, I think, and I didn't really have any problems with glitches or anything. But I know people were saying
it was mainly PCs that were having the problems.
It was like a hot mess, and people were having issues loading in and it crashing all that stuff.
But the fact that company had to give refunds for their game, I don't think any other gaming company will make that mistake.
But the fact that they were willing to own up to the mistake and then eventually ended up becoming like all the updates that they added, because I think they're still updating it to this point with little updates, quality of life changes. It's definitely in a different space. So it's definitely, I feel like with developers, when it's it's already a loss, they'll just say, all right, move on to the next thing. We'll maybe do a couple patches here and there. It's no, they did consistently updated it, and then we got a whole expansion with Idris Elba, which was kind of cool, which I heard was really good, the Phantom Liberty expansion, and the game's in a really good space. Nice. No, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think Rockstar's stupid, and I think that's why they keep pushing it back, which I'm okay with. But
it would be crazy if it ended up becoming a hot mess when it came out. I feel like that would ruin Rockstar's rep a little bit.
But see, I think that's why when they release the game, that's why usually a month or two later, that's when the online kicks on, because it's they're gauging how many people are going to be there before they just everybody can play online. Because if they gave them the option to play online right away, everybody would go right to that. Yeah. And then play the story.
Not play the campaign at all.
And then play that whenever they're ready to. So.
Definitely going to be, like I said, it's going to be an exciting year if that comes out this year.
Heck yeah.
Do you have any other news for today before we move on to our Arc Raiders update? I think it's just the Arc Raiders update.
It is just the Riven Tide
update, but I guess the little news before we dive into it, but we got the new Riven Tides update, so we get to hear our thoughts right now, what we're thinking about it. I feel like we might have different opinions. I'm feeling a certain way, and I feel like he's a little bit more on the more, I guess, positive side. He's this looks great, but for me, I'm in the middle. It's not a bad, it's not great, I feel, so. Yeah, let's dive into updates, and I guess we could start off with all the changes before we dive into how we went through the update when we ended up playing it. But there was a good amount of, decent amount of stuff that came out with the updates. With the update, I think it's interesting because a lot of people were talking about the durability issues because they got nerfed or whatever. But I feel like I don't really notice a difference. We went through a couple raids, and I feel like there's not too much of a difference than what people are making it seem.
It's only affecting the lower tier weapons more so, because I think if you're using the commons, the whites and the greens and some of the blues, they're breaking down faster. But if you're using the epics and the legendaries, they don't break down as fast. So the better quality your weapon is, the longer it'll last.
Well, I think ever since the new update, I haven't really been playing using any of the white or green weapons.
Exactly.
I've been mostly using the blues.
And I've noticed it too, because I still bring in a level 4 Pharaoh that's all decked out, and I every time I shoot a shot, I'm losing 2 to 3% per shot. So I'm that's a lot. That's a lot for one shot. Yeah. So but it's easy to fix that gun. So
to
me, I'm not
It's just I feel like if it's breaking down as fast as possible for let's say a Pharaoh or whatever, I feel like you're gonna be spending less time in the raid, because as soon as let's say it degrades super bad and it's broken, and you're and it's only let's say 10 minutes into the raid, you're well, I gotta leave now because I can't do anything anymore because I can't kill anyone because the gun doesn't shoot anymore because it's broken.
So true that. I think that kind of either increases the PvP, because it's shit, my gun's gonna break, I'm gonna take this guy's stuff now. So using your weapons wisely would be...
Okay.
So, I haven't experienced it too much because some of the other Pharaoh is usually my secondary for distance shots, and usually my primary is like what do you call it? Lately I've been using the Apagio, and then what's the other one that you got that you're requesting for? We found for.
Weapon-wise?
Yeah.
Oh, Bettina?
No, the other one, not the Bettina, the other rifle.
What color is it?
It's an epic.
It's epic. The Tempest?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. So
I haven't actually been really using the Tempest too much, actually.
I have. It's pretty good.
But
still.
of course, it's so great. I just haven't been using it. I feel like what I've been using now is probably. I think actually for the majority of the raids, I think I was using like the kettle, like just the Bettina.
Yeah.
I got buffed, so cool. Part of the update, we got a buff for the Bettina, which was
nice.
long overdue. Because I remember when I first got that gun, I really liked the design of it. I like the way it sounds. It feels nice when you shoot it. It was bad. The damage wasn't there. It jumps. Freaking! I'm already looking at the sky after a couple shots. And I was like, I really like the look of this gun, but when I got the blueprint, I was like, oh, this is cool. But then using it, I was just like, oh, this is a little underwhelming. Yeah. So like, it was just sitting in my stash for the longest time. But now with the update, it feels a lot better now.
Yeah.
Like it jumps still, but not as much. Like it definitely stays steady. And like I was watching some videos and like literally people were like beating people with the Bettina. And I was like, oh, it feels so good to see the Bettina getting some love. Because I feel like that definitely, I think from like, yeah, it just feels like a gun that's more people are using now. From just from the experience that we got. But it's definitely cool to see the Bettina being used more instead of just the normal Tempest.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like every gun, like every single raid we go into, like people usually have just like Tempests or like a Renegade.
Yeah, the gun wrecks. It's just like,
oh, yeah.
It's very good mid-range and far range. It just depends on what kind of trigger finger you got and the attachments you have for it.
Yeah.
But as far as like the update goes, I like the map. The map's cool. I like how everything's kind of like, it's all close quarters.
Yeah.
It's got some open areas, but like once you get to the certain spots, it's all CQB.
But yeah, new map of course came out, which was Riven Tide's one. What else came out? What else updates came in here? We got a new operation. Do we get a new operation?
No, it's just the beach combing.
Oh yeah, the beach combing.
I haven't done it yet.
I haven't done it yet, but I heard from people from that are doing it. It's like it's kind of pointless to do. And I was like, oh, okay.
It's a gamble. You're either gonna find something good or you're not.
Or maybe or maybe you don't find, or you just find trash all the time. I don't know. But
my problem is you go and look for stuff and people just shoot you in the back.
And then I think we have 81 blueprints now, so we got Red 77, so we got 4 new blueprints, which I think we actually got a majority of the new blueprints super quick.
I'm missing 2 of them, I think.
So we got I don't remember all of them. I only remember the ones that we got. It was the Descender that we got, which I think after using it, it's kind of pointless to have.
The airbag.
The airbag, which is kind of fun to use, but again, it doesn't feel like it serves a better purpose for anything.
Then there's the white flag.
Yeah, the white flag, which I was like, why a flag? I don't need a white flag.
And then
I don't know if the other two.
The other one is an augment. They came out with a new augment. It's the smoke one.
Oh, okay.
It's like looting MK3 smoke, I think is what it's called.
Oh, okay. And I think it drops.
So as soon as you get hit, it drops a smoke.
I think as soon as your shield breaks, it drops the smoke. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of helpful now because you don't have to carry a smoke with you.
True.
Or of course you would probably still carry some, but the fact that you get one free as soon as your shields go out is kind of nice. We didn't support. Sadly, we didn't get any weapons.
I'm a little surprised.
I was disappointed.
Especially with the bigger arc. I felt like we were going to get something heavier.
Yeah.
At least in my honest
opinion. That was like the one disappointing thing. I was like, I feel like we should have gotten some new weapons because I know we did it. We got the Canton and the Delabra, but I don't know because this is like the final update that continued because it was like it was called the escalation roadmap. Like I feel like to the point we're at now, it doesn't feel. It feels different, but doesn't at the same time.
It's lacking in some departments for sure. I will say that.
I don't know why they're not giving me a blue assault rifle. Like, give me a blue assault rifle. I don't want to just have the Rattler or the Tempest to choose from.
Yeah. Or the Apagio.
Or at least give me a green assault rifle. If you're like, oh, well, the blue one might be too broken or whatever because it's a blue assault rifle. I was like, just give me a green one.
They could easily make a weapon that's properly.
Yeah, give me an assault rifle or give me some different pistols. I feel like would be kind of nice instead of just the anvil. and the Beretta.
Give me an
And then
auto
who gives a
pistol.
crap about who gives a crap about the hairpin?
Yeah.
That's
Dude,
just
what
trash.
what if they buff that though?
Oh, that.
Can you imagine if that pistol did the same amount of damage as a Pharaoh does?
Ooh.
That would be insane.
That might be it's playing in a hairpin, but I don't think they would ever do that because
No,
it's a white. So it's like, oh well, if this is as strong as a let's say something higher tier, it's like then.
Can you put attachments on a hairpin?
No, I don't think.
I think that's what they should do to it. It'd be a common weapon, but like let you put like an anvil splitter on it.
Yeah, but I think because it's you shoot once,
Yeah.
then you have to cock it back and then shoot again. So I feel like attachments wouldn't really make a difference too much because it's like it's not. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, it could just be like the reload speed of that, so like you rack it faster. So
kind of like the Pharaoh as you
that's what I'm saying. Like
faster
no
reload.
upgrades to the cartridge itself. Same thing with like the what's the white assault rifle? The Rattler. Like no clip increase. Well, the clip increases, but it's still like the bigger the clip, the more you have to load it by hand. So it's like that's kind of stupid. In my honest opinion.
I know. I think that's so dumb.
But that gun does.
It's an assault rifle. I should just be able to go take out the clip, put another clip in. I shouldn't be going.
Yeah.
And it just takes forever.
But with that gun fully maxed out and the right attachments, you could down people pretty quick like a Tempest would.
Yeah, you definitely could. It's just Rattler, man.
Hey, but that gun's coming clutch though. It saved my ass plenty of times when a level 4 one. When you have nothing else, like you just have to depend on.
I wish you were able to put a clip on it instead of having to upgrade it to get like more ammo on it. I feel like you should be able to put a magazine on it.
I feel like once you get it to level 4, it should become a magazine. Instead of it being like...
It changes the attachment slot to a magazine slot. That'd be interesting.
In my own honest opinion, it should be a magazine.
Honestly, what I feel like they should be adding into the game, because you know how like the Anvil has its like legendary mod, which is the Anvil Splitter?
There should be that for
There should be that for a lot of the other guns. Like you get this legendary that you could get randomly or rare. It's super rare because I've only gotten maybe like 3 in my lifetime of Mark Raiders. It's kind of cool to get like a different effect for each gun. Like that would give you something more to like use that gun more or grind more because you're like, oh, I really want that attachment.
You know what's funny? I've actually never found a Anvil Splitter in the wild. I've always been gifted it through like completing the battle pass.
I think I've gotten 2 from in game, but the rest that I've gotten are all from like the quests and stuff. So
that's a really hard one.
It would be definitely cool to see like legendary mods added to each weapon.
It would be really cool. Yeah, like you were saying, I think there should be ones that are like kind of like some sort of artificial like attachment to it. Like this one has like an electrical round or something.
Yeah.
But it should be randomized though. The whole magazine shouldn't be electric rounds. It should be like 2 rounds out of whatever the math would be on it. Like if it's a 33 round clip, maybe like
be like a Hawk Moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the last shot is the one that does the most damage.
That's what it should be. Like the last 10 rounds of it should be like the charged version of it. But it's like if you don't get them with those 10 rounds, then it's kind of like you're screwed.
Yeah. But yeah, that would definitely be cool to add.
Yeah, because then you could add all kinds of elemental stuff to like electrical, like incendiary. I don't know what other stuff you could throw on.
What else came? Well, we got the turbine, the new arc, which I was kind of let down too because I was.
It's hard to kill that.
Because I was expecting like from like the leaks and stuff that we were gonna get that big arc that's in Blue Gate that keeps on getting closer and closer to the map. Yeah. And the fact that we didn't get that is kind of weird because I was like, wait, it's getting closer and closer to the map. Of course, it's probably a tease for like a later, of course, update. But I was expecting to get it at here because I feel like if we would have got that big arc, I feel like it would have brought the conclusion to like the escalation like roadmap and stuff because then it's like, oh well, Big Daddy's here now, and it's like the one that you've been just staring at has been just friendly now he's out here to kill you guys.
I have a feeling maybe that'll come in the next season as like a.
I hope we get another big arc because like the turbine, you don't even have to. Like from what I know, it only drops like the stuff for the Descender.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's it. And I was like, then what's the point of me killing it?
For the Descender. The same reason why we were taking out
the Descender's not even that good. So it's like, I don't think I would be spending my time killing the turbines ever. It's
like the same reason why we have to take out the, what's the new flying arc that's like the Rocketeer that shoots a laser?
Vaporizer?
It's just like...
Now those are just in Riven Tides now too?
Yeah, no, they're...
Are they also in other maps too? Mm-hmm. I don't remember seeing any of them.
I mean, the only reason why you need to take those out is to build the Labras. Which, by the way...
I know, but it's to make a gun. with the turbine, it's just to make a descender. But the thing is, it's very. I feel like it's a very underwhelming. Piece of tech. So at the same time, the reason why you would want to grind the vaporizers because the Delabra, it's a shotgun, and from what you use, because you use a little bit, it looks sick. So it gives you a reason to fight the vaporizers. Where I feel like with the descender parts that you get from the turbine, it doesn't give me much of a reason to kill it.
I feel like that piece of tech is very underutilized. I felt like for the turbine thing, like the idea is for you to like jump down and then like it slow your descent. It doesn't slow you enough though, because if you pick up, the higher up you go, the more speed you're gonna pick up. So like, if you turn it on halfway down your descent, like you're not gonna slow down enough to hit the ground and survive. Like you're still gonna die.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people trying to test out how far you can go, and like even from like the smallest jump, they still take damage even with like the descender. And it's like what?
And it doesn't last long either. So like you could rip it at the highest spot,
and then it'll just stop working.
But like halfway down, you're gonna fall the rest of the way. So it's like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
So I think behind it, it's a good idea. I just think they need to increase what it does. Like I should be able to pull it and take off. Like
kind of cool. No, at that point, give me a jump pack instead of a freaking descender.
Yeah. What I think that's what kind of it should be though. Is like almost like a get out of jail quick car, like just zip, almost like a zip line or
Which is kind of funny because talking about like the jump pack, apparently in the original trailer that came out for Arc Raiders, it's in the game.
Yeah, we might get it later. Who knows?
I don't know. I think from what they said that they didn't like the trailer that they released after going through like tests and all that stuff. They're like, that's not what we want our game to be like. So then they're like, I think they pretty much said no. We're not getting the jump pack. But when I saw that first trailer and like the way it felt and everything like that, I was like, really cool. I want to play that. Yeah. I want to play that. But then it kind of, from what people were saying when they first saw the trailer, it's like, what happened to this? Like we got something very different from what we got from that trailer that we saw. Mm-hmm. And yeah, the trailer was great. Like everyone just working together, fighting the big boy, jump packs and stuff. It was just it was cool. And I feel like
chaotic.
And then also too, supposedly there was a concept art, or that they actually had it in the game. You had these like rocket boots, kind of like for Star-Lord, and you were able to skate around and stuff for movement. I was like, why isn't that in there? Because it's like we're dealing with dealing with tech, like high end tech. So I feel like if the Ark have high end tech, we should also be getting like tech to be able to like fight these guys. Yeah. But I think they were saying because if they had those, PvP would be a nightmare because everyone would be rocking those.
I think so too.
But at the same time, it could be kind of fun at the same time, because then if someone's trying to jump you and you don't notice them right away, you could use the rocket boots to like jet out real quick.
I think that if they do that, the trade-off would be like if you're using that sort of tech, you can't respond with shooting back at them.
No, not that. I think maybe a cooldown, or maybe you can't bring an augment or a shield or something like that. Like you can't. You have to give up something to be able to use it.
I could see that. That would actually be a good trade.
Yeah.
So I would rather give up my shield than augment.
Honestly, instead of getting an augment, you have to choose the rocket boots.
Yeah.
So you either get the augment, you get to carry more stuff, and you have like the extra perks and stuff that you get with the augment, or you get the rocket boots and you get like some extra like bonuses and stuff. But like it's a trade off. But you get less.
But
of
you're
stash.
vulnerable.
Yeah, and you're vulnerable. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down with
because then that'll dictate a lot of people's play styles. Like, I mean, if you're in there, I will say like playing solos like this week, I've noticed that playing on the new map, Riven Tides, PvP is like it's just there. Yeah. Like the first game you and I played together, we got wrecked.
Yeah.
And then went back in, wrecked.
And the thing is, though, even when you're not dealing with PvP stuff, damn,
there's so much.
There's
arc.
So many arc. It is insane. I think we were like in the dock area when we were playing, and we were like up in this building, and we had to stay there for almost the whole raid because freaking we kill a couple arc, then
spawn.
4 more spawn in. I was like, what is going on here?
And I feel like they're communicating better now. So like when one arc goes off, every other arc turns that way. It's like, oh, we gotta go help.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And then we also had to deal with the vaporizer, I think, at that same time too. So we had all the arc, and then we had the vaporizer trying to kill us. Mm-hmm. But I think what I do like about the map, even though it's smaller, I definitely feel like it's challenging.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like there's like that challenge because you're not, and it feels like the arc feel like they're buffed a little bit more in this one. Mm-hmm. So like I feel like as we've been getting through the game, I feel like arc become very like the side the side thing in most of the maps that we go, and we're like, because we're like doing our own thing, or
this
they don't. They seem they seem like they just wander off, or you just want to deal with them. But I think in this one, it just you feel the aggressiveness, and it's like it feels like they kind of like got a buff with the way they do stuff, which I kind of like, because then. Because it's Arc Raiders at the end of the day, so you want Arc to be like the main focus. So as we're getting more and more into the game, it felt like it was less focused on Arc, just like loot and Raiders type of thing. So it definitely feels cool to have like Arc back in like the game, the feel that they're back here with a vengeance.
I definitely feel like the Arc is they're positioned much better than they were before. So like. In the places where we go explore everything, they're there. So it's like, not only do I have to be sneaky with what I'm doing, like, I can't make a lot of noise to alert these guys. And they're flying a lot higher than what they normally do. Yeah. So, like, you'll hear it and you're like, I don't see it. They're right above you. Yeah. The second you make a stupid move, it's over.
The map definitely feels like the way it looks and stuff definitely is a pretty map, but I think, for me, it just feels like I don't know. I feel like it could have been bigger.
Yeah, I'm sure it could have.
Like, honestly, like, the one thing that we saw when we got into the map, there's, like, a whole, like, oil rig and stuff, like, in the distance. It would have been cool to be able to go over there. Yeah. Like, I don't know, somehow you would do it. Maybe you could take a boat or something, and there's, like, the oil rig, and then on the other side, there's, like, more land. So it's, like, the oil rig's right in the middle, and then you have land on the other side, so then you get, like, in a boat or, like, a zip line, and you could go to the oil rig, and that's, like, the hot zone that has, like, top-tier loot and everything. That would have been cool, because then it's, like, I feel like you see the oil rig and they look cool and stuff, but it's just like, oh, I can't go there. I want to be. It would have been cool to actually be able to go to the oil rigs.
It would be cool, like if the oil rig was accessible to us. It's just like maybe a few zip lines getting there, but it's like in order to get there, like let's just say there's a team there already. They could just pretty much ping you on the way, and if you drop in the water, it's instant death.
Yeah, but it would be kind of cool to implement like vehicles, and then it's like you could just take a boat. So like the oil rig and stuff, and then
like a ferry almost.
You get to like the dock area, and then you take the ladder up to the oil rig, and then there's like it's a whole area to explore. That would be cool because I like the map, but I feel like it's too small. Like I feel like you go through the map, you get through each section, pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. I was expecting the hotel to be bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like 6 stories, but like there's 2 or 3 stories where it's like a small section only. That's it because everything's locked.
Yeah.
And I feel like the hotel is strictly for those keys.
Yeah.
Because there's not a whole lot of loot.
I really hope there's good loot behind this because there's like tons of doors that need keys.
There's
so I really hope that if we eventually open up one, that we actually get decent loot out of it. It'd be kind of dumb where it's just like you have all these doors and then we finally go in one, it's just like very underwhelming loot. Yeah. So I really hope.
I mean, it's just a basic key card. It doesn't have a color to it, so I can't imagine there's anything great in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be good, but like not great.
Yeah, but overall,
I think it's enough to keep you interested for a little bit, but it's not enough to keep you interested until the next update comes.
So I really hope that I can't say like right away, but I feel like hopefully in a couple weeks we get like the setup for the next roadmap because again, like you were saying, it just like it feels the update feels nice and it's cool, new map and all that stuff, but at the same time it's just like I don't think this is gonna carry. Let's say they decide to tell us the roadmap 3 months from now. It's not enough. I don't think this is enough update to be able to carry everyone for 3 months.
Right.
Like, I feel like a lot of people are just going to be like, all right, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I do, like, even though the map is small, there's less people on the map because of it, though. So, like, if you're playing a map like Damn Battlegrounds, like, there's more teams because it's a bigger map. Because this is a smaller map, like, the number is capped at a really low number because it's less, I mean, in the times we've played, like, we don't really necessarily run into anybody unless we go to them specifically. So, and we know where people are because we can hear them shooting arcs. So it's like, okay, definitely. I know they're there. Let's leave them over there and then let's continue with what we're doing over here. So I think it being a small map is kind of beneficial to you depending on what size team you're running. So there's some good and bad to it.
We also got like a new event, so something more to do, some new quests.
Yeah.
So what else did we get? Oh, we got some like I think like 2 new cosmetic sets as well, which are pretty cool. The what was it? The Solari set. Yeah, it just kind of looks kind of nice. I kind of want it. It definitely looks cool. So.
Oh, and then it was kind of cool that we got that new set for the trials. We got the biker set for completing the trials for being a Daredevil winner.
Oh yeah, we finally got our ranked rewards, which is kind of nice. Which is the only costume that we've been rocking now. That's the only. Yeah, it's pretty much the only cosmetic. He rocks the white one, and then I have the black. I use the black one because it gives me two different colors. Which one do I have? This black one, don't I?
Yeah, you have the black and orange.
Yeah.
Mine's yellow and black.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, definitely a cool reward. I remember when I saw it, and they're like, "This, you want a standard? Or we want this?" I was like, "Ooh, I kind of want that," and I finally got it.
The red one looks so nice too because I saw somebody wearing it. I was like, "Damn!"
And I was like, "Oh, I wish we kind
of." I was one short.
I wish I could have grinded more because you get like I think if you went higher up, I think to like the max, I think you get like 3 additional colors for the cosmetic item. So I was like, "Oh, the red one is the one I saw," and I was like, "Oh, I wish I could have got the red one."
I was 2 levels short from obtaining that one. That's alright. On the next one, I will get. I saw the new set for the. It looks actually kind of cool too. So like nothing to grind for. Oh, that's one other thing they changed too is the trials. So like they're no longer like goofy things no more. Like you can only like getting struck by lightning. Like that's been taken out.
Oh, I thought that's so dumb. Why am I gonna? Go,
yeah.
Why am I gonna go into a game to go kill myself?
There's no longer map specific trials, so it'll be across all maps basically. So. You know, where it's like, oh, loot
go
crates,
to Buried City.
Yeah, Blue Gate, loot crates in the tunnel.
Well, no, they kind of did that with this trial because there's a trial that's specifically for Riven Tides. You have to go into the hotel and get the containers and stuff. So maybe they just have that one in there because it's a new map, so they're trying to do that. So we'll see in the next week's trials to see if it's any like map specific ones. Because I really don't like the map specific ones. I'm like, I don't really want to go to Buried City. I just kind of have to because. I didn't want to do the trial.
I think one of the harder trials we have this week is doing damage with impact grenades. I'm like, they don't do a whole lot of damage, and they want you to do over 3,000 damage. I'm like, that's kind of hard.
Insane.
What I've been doing is just trying to find a big arc and just throw like a bastion or something.
I think the one disappointment I think people were saying, I think this was before even the Riven Tides update, is that the new expedition updates was where you have to like kill, you have to do like a certain amount of damage overall. And it's like they were saying you have to kill like a crap ton of arc just to be able to get the higher end of the expedition. And then you had to
get PvP damage too.
Yeah. And that's I think you have to get to like tier 3 or something like that to be able to get like the extra skill points and stuff. So people were just like,
it's 5 extra skill points.
And it's like we're like that's a lot of damage. It's like we could do damage, have us do damage to like the raiders and Arcanine stuff, but that's an insane amount just to get get a couple skill points and stuff.
I'll be honest, I don't really care about the expedition.
I've cared less than
I don't want to lose all my shit and have to restart.
Because I'm already
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, because I already have like 77, I think 77 out of 81 like things. I don't want to start from freaking scratch to get all those blueprints again.
I did read that future expeditions will allow you
make you lose less, apparently.
Yeah, or keep everything, but you get certain attributes for it. I'm like, that's cool.
I wouldn't mind doing an expedition stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not trying. I've grinded this much to get to this point. I don't want to do all of that grind.
I would not mind if I gave up my entire inventory, but I kept all my blueprints. Because then I would rather do that because then I could just farm everything back on my own time. Which it's not hard. It's tedious time work, but like it's easy.
Oh yeah, I think that would be better. It's like let me keep my blueprints, but lose everything else. I'd be. You know what? Honestly.
Embark.
I know, embark. Come on, that would be a nice little thing because, like, I feel like again we've granted excess amount of hours to get these blueprints, and then you're telling me, oh, it's an expedition where you get these extra little features, perks, and stuff, but you have to give up everything. It's like
I think for an extra 5 skill points, it's not worth.
It's not worth the trade off of me losing all my blueprints for 5 extra skill points because I feel like my class, the way I have it set up, it's like I've been pretty fine with it. I don't think 5 extra skill points is going to make much of a difference.
And plus, I like my skill tree already. So
exactly.
I haven't reset it yet, but I do plan on doing that at some point.
I kind of want to do it just to get the security breach.
You should, dude. That's one of the most. Yeah.